This is a paper mache method that I adapted from an authentic Venetian mask making technique. Venetian masks are one piece and they're hollow. And so what I did is I added a flange, which made it possible to join the two pieces using paper paste on the inside of the piece, but it still creates a very durable, hollow, lightweight sculpture that's relatively easy to make. Making sculpture is expensive, there's no doubt about it. So I hope that this method helps you solve the economic problem. Right now I'm going to start off where I left off, tacking the insides of the thigh to the threaded rod a little bit more. When I originally made this sculpture with a different head and different hands, I didn't know if it was going to work. It was only the third sculpture that I had made using this technique that I was developing. But this time around, I'm pretty sure that it will work. The only thing that will change it a little bit is remaking the hands. So I'm going to tape the arms on before I glue the arms on to the figure and rebuild the plasticine hands on the figure itself. But I don't think I'm going to get to that in today's video. I'm going to get this torso layered up and show you how to put it together. If you watched last week's video, then you'll know that I was working on the sculpture of Pride, and I was working on this paper mache leg and foot. And in this video, I'm planning to put together the torso with the two legs. This month in videos, I plan on showing you how I finally completed the Pride video. Hopefully it will only take this month, but it'll be in a series of videos about working piece by piece, putting Pride together. Anna is so great at doing this job of layering in the paper, and I'm sure at this point it takes her a lot less time than it takes me, because this is the job that she does almost every day that she's here. But for me, it took 16 hours to layer in 10 coats of paper on the two parts of the torso. This technique for me has taken hundreds of hours, and I've made tens of sculptures, figuring out the glues, the types of paper, what is going to work and what is going to fall apart, and how to use the threaded rod inside. I'm better at it now. I still feel like with each sculpture I'm learning a lot. So today we're working with this torso. This is the part that came out of that mold, and I need to get this piece of the torso out of this mold, and I'm just going to get it out of here and start putting these two pieces together. It took a lot of work to get this part of the torso out of here. Part of the reason was because the paper was a little damp still. I had to pull and pull to get it out. So I'll store the mold here, and when somebody buys the piece, then I'll make another piece. Wow, we just had an earthquake and my dogs went a little nuts. And I'm shaking. So I'm calming down now. It was pretty minor. But boy, it sounds like a freight train rumbling through. It feels kind of scary after the last one that we went through. Often you can hear an earthquake from quite a distance away, but with the thunder in the distance, it's really hard to tell what's what. And I didn't hear it. Okay, I'm better now. Back to work. Normally when I give the mold to Anna, I leave marks on the mold where to leave the openings to put in the arms and the head, but this time I forgot to do that, so she just went ahead and filled it up. She actually put a couple of coats into this torso before she left, and then I continued working on it. Thank you to the person who thought of this. I really appreciate it. I painted PVA glue on, then I added the coils to the inside of the torso, then I painted the PVA glue onto the flanges, and then I put it together. It's nice that it's big enough to be able to reach my hand inside to feel where these things actually go together and that they're joined properly. And I'm really looking forward to working bigger, bigger, bigger.
I just came in here and I forgot that I had taken this table apart because I want to put it on wheels, because I want to use that red wall. I want to be able to roll it out and use that red wall. And I bought wheels, and they were the wrong size to fit into here because I hadn't taken it apart, I just assumed. So, we're heavy always going down to try to find the right wheels that fit in here, because this table also has my steps to do my filming that I do down onto my work table. So we need to get this table together.
I don't know why I didn't do that a lot earlier. It'll make it much easier to move this table in and out. This is where my setup is attached so that I can film down onto my workbench, and it's attached to this rolling table. Here I'm adding a little paper paste to the right side of the leg because the torso was tilting off to the left, and I'm just going to test fit it and make sure that I've put on enough paper paste so that the torso will be straight up again. I've let the legs dry enough that I can take them off the base and start the cutting. Cutting is easier when the paper is completely dry. Then they go back into the warming cabinet for a couple of days or until it's time to use them. A while back I made this plasticine head and made the mold of it. Anna has already made 2 paper heads using these molds. I'm cutting off this little bit of paper that's preventing the head from entering into this hole, and I'm going to cut off a little bit of the back of the shoulder where I've changed the arms in order to change the hands. I'm putting PVA glue and paper paste into the inside of the neck to make it stronger. I'm reattaching these legs to the base, and on top of them I'm going to attach the torso with PVA glue and paper paste. On go the nuts and washers, and then the paper paste to tack the inside of the torso onto the threaded rod. I'm working on a lot of sculptures at once in the studio, partly because it takes a lot of time for the paper and the paper paste to dry. All right, so now I'm gonna put this thing together. For real. A lot of mosquitoes today. As I sculpt with the paper paste, I'm trying not to allow it to go above the surface that I finally want, because every time I do that, I have to cut it off, and that takes a lot of work, a lot of time, and it's kind of hard to do. I think this is where I have to leave it today so that this video doesn't get too long. But next week I'm going to continue working on this piece and show you how it continues to come together. And please subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot.